We're here at the 2009 SEMA Show. We're getting ready to do an install on Denali to show you how you can change your gauge face up from stock to a normal kind. And today we're going to be installing our Aquamariner part. And we're going to take it from factory to this, and I'm going to run you guys through the install and show you how it goes and how easy it can be. When you start your gauge here, you're looking at it basically like this. This is your stock gauge. Your needles are in a low position. The key is off. When you start this up here, you can kind of see your key to the first position, and the needles will step up. And that's where you put your keys at in the run position when you're going to put your gauges back together and to set your needles. And I'll show you here. You turn the key off, and you turn it back on to the run position all the way, and your needles will go to where they're supposed to go after you're done. But during the process, it's just the first key turn right here, and it takes your needles to the 0 mark, and that's how you set your needles in the car, and that's where you go back to your factory settings at. When you're doing your install, there's only 2 really basic tools you need, and that is a 7mm bit and a T15 bit. That'll take pretty much everything apart of it, and then you have your own custom needle tool that we send with you, the tool that you use. This is my own personally, but we send you one with it to use to remove the needles. Okay, when you start, you take this and you go to your first blower vent. There's a little clip underneath it. You pop it forward one way, then you pop the whole vent out itself. The vent comes out, exposes part of the dash, you can get to your first set of screws right here. You take your T15 bit, you start here and pull that one. Next, when you go up underneath your controls here, kind of just pull it to the side a little bit, and it exposes your next screw, which is in the side that you have to pull out with the T15 bit also. And you've got 2 more T15 bits up underneath the dash, up under here that are hidden, that you just grab. The next step is you got your piece here. Just pop it in until it pops out. Now your next step is you have a full piece up underneath here. You grab each corner because it's held in by pop clips, and it just pops out of place. There, then you grab in the center here, just give it a little pull. As you can see, they're held in by clips here, so there's nothing there to break, no screws to take apart or nothing like that. They're just pop clips that are from the factory that go in and out with no problems at all. And once you get that out, your cluster is exposed. And you go to your 7mm bit, and there's 4 screws, 1 in each corner. That holds the cluster in its place. After your 4 screws are out, your cluster comes out, and it's got an attachment. It's got your plug-in here. You take your plug-in, put your car back in park, turn the key to the off position, then unplug your cluster, and your cluster is out like so. Here's your stock one right here, and in a couple minutes here I'll have it looking brand new. Now you've got your cluster out of your vehicle, it's exposed, everything is. You take your cluster to get the lens off. You take it here, you've got little clips in here that hold it in. You just push down on the clips as so. And your lens comes off. Now the cluster's fully exposed to you. All right, now your cluster's exposed, your needles are all here. You take our needle tool that we gave you, you take your needles, twist them down to make them easier to remove. Then you take the needle tool that we gave in the kit with you. You just pop it under the needle and just simply pop straight up, and the needle comes right off. No problems at all. You don't have to worry about breaking them. Just be careful with them. Each one of them just pops right off. Needles are off. There's nothing left on it. Simply just take your roll piece, pull it right off, and now your cluster's bare. Take your new part out of the packaging. Yep, good. Everything comes with full directions, needle tool removal, everything you need to put it together. Now we also give you a set of gloves when you put the stainless in there, because the oils from your fingers will stain the stainless steel. So you obviously don't want to do that on your brand new part. You get your gloves on. There's an adhesive back on the back. Simply peel it off. Take it to your cluster, put it on the marks where it lines up. All the clusters are marked at where the parts go, so there's no really wrong way of putting it on. Now our cluster's out of the vehicle, the product's back on it. Now we're going to take it back to the vehicle, plug it back in with the key off, set the cluster back in its spot. Now we're going to turn the key to the first run position, to the accessory position, and that will put all your needles at the very bottom. You're just taking each individual needle, put it in a spot where it goes on the low mark. Now as you can see, our needles are back in, they're all in the low position where they sit right now. Simply take it, turn it back off, turn your key to the on position, and see if your needles all go to the right spot. Here's our needle tool that we give you to remove your needles and everything, and on the back side of the needle tool is a step gauge to tell you how far to push your needles down. You simply take the needle tool, put it behind the needle, and make sure there's room for clearance back there so you didn't push it down too far, you're not down, or you're down too far. So we'll have you set in every correct direction here, and you can just simply, if it is up too far, you simply take your needle tool removal, put it back behind the needle, and just kind of just give her a little touch up. Check her again, and everything goes in just fine. You're all set to go to put it back together. Take your lens, put it back in, and then after that, you just start your assembly again on putting everything back the way it went the first time. We are working with plastic here, so if you are using a drill like mine, make sure you turn it down because it is plastic and it will break very easily. You don't need that much torque or tension on these, and as you can see, everything just kind of pops right back into place very easily with no hassles or headaches whatsoever. Like I said before, everything has pop clips in it, so everything pretty much just goes back into its factory setting. And once you're done, you have a whole new looking product that looks great in your truck, and it's a whole different look. That's the way to change your dash from US Speedo or Motor City products.